Oh, this is cool. You can now directly connect friends to a Tesla advisor. When enabled, a group message will be created for you. Your friend and Tesla will tap refer. Now, a Tesla advisor will reach out separately to assist your friend once they agree to be messaged. I definitely like this. Earlier, Elon Musk hyped up the new version V12.3. He said it could be version 13, and he just reposted this with succinct comments after 60 minutes of city streets on this new version. This is not Elon Musk speaking, but let's take a listen.
I drove this road on the way home from work a little bit ago, and it was very good. As far as the pathing goes, like, this is extremely good, even compared to the previous V12. It's just very smooth. So that car was stopped, and this is a bad part. Yeah, that's not great. It kind of goes into the bike lane there, and that's repeatable. It's done that before. That car was stopped, and then the green turn arrow turned on, and they started going. At no point was it uncomfortable. We were approaching them and decelerating at a very, very natural rate based on the distance away that we were. The turn arrow turned green, and it's almost like the car understood that that driver in front of us was then going to start speeding up again. So we kind of kept proceeding as if that car was going to move out of the way, which of course they did. Yeah, there's a lot of nuance here that feels really, really good.
That's nice.
A lot of nuance. I can't describe it. Even as a passenger, I think it would be hard to pick up on because you're not actually directly involved in the driving process. Even if you're paying attention, I feel like you have a little bit more situational awareness behind the wheel of very subtle nuances. Yeah, V12.3 is the best version of self-driving I've ever experienced by far, and I've had self-driving since I think October of 2020, one of the NDA closed beta testers, so it's kind of a big deal. I have a lot to think about, but I can't wait for it to go wider, and I hope everyone has similar experiences to me, because I think this is the one that we've all been waiting for. Not to say it can't get better, because there could be, always tweaks, but I think the best way I can describe it is this is, in my mind, the first version that a lot of people are actually going to use on a daily basis. I've used FSD on a daily basis for 3.5 years, 99.9% of my miles, because I love doing this. But a lot of people try it and hate it and don't turn it on again for a while. I think this is the first version that people are actually going to use, and it's only going to get better from here. I'm stoked officially about FSD again. This is the one to look forward to.
Omar now has FSD version 12.3, and it drove him from Redwood City to Stanford with 0 interventions, and it was boring, which is exactly what we want to see. And it was a 30-minute drive, so not a 5-minute ride. I skipped around the video, and seems like there's no highway really, or not much of it. It's mostly sort of city driving, but some parts are quite a bit easier than the other parts, but it's not the easiest drive you can do, so this is pretty good. However, Omar says his second set of drives last night on Tesla 12.3 FSD kind of sucked.
Yeah, we were gonna get funneled to the highway if we stayed left there, so it's really great. It went over the solid white line there. It needs more with that, and then it needs to go. It needs to go when it should. That was a little too aggressive. We got a pothole there. I intervened for that.
It's really hard to see from the video, but this car was signaling to turn right. I don't think this is legal, so I don't consider that okay. However, Bradford did mention that occasionally he makes a turn like that, because to turn left, you can make that turn at a relatively higher speed compared to this car turning right, because the turning radius is pretty sharp, so this car has to slow down quite a bit to make that turn, but from here, you can go pretty fast making that turn. I would never turn like that unless I was stuck in there for like half an hour. And this is Gary Black with Bradford.
We'll see.
Oh, so maybe going around the block?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That would be interesting if it did that.
Oh, we just blew a stop sign. But there are
That was
no
a
cars.
rolling stop.
There are no cars there, so I didn't.
What happens when it sees a pothole?
I didn't intervene. Hang on. Just blew a stop sign.
Don't intervene. I want to see what it does. There's
I
Bavette.
just blew another one. It must be a Chicago thing.
See, there's the vets.
Yeah, our destination's on the left.
and it didn't stop.
Okay, the first stop sign, the car was going too fast through that intersection. I don't count that as a rolling stop. I think that was too fast. However, the second stop sign, pay attention right now, the car did slow down a lot. Obviously, it looked for vehicles. It didn't see anything coming out, so it just did a rolling stop. I would have slowed down more, but in the second instance, I don't think the Tesla vehicle was endangering anyone. The first one, I'm not cool with that one. Both stop signs, though, had graffiti. And the first one, maybe that's why you didn't recognize it. I'm not sure, but that certainly does not excuse the vehicle from not stopping.
All right, so we got a double park car. I probably would have gone for it, but this is fine.
You broke? You
No.
braked? No?
I think the situation was completely fine. I would have probably stopped. Some people are a bit more aggressive.
What's it gonna do?
I mean, that would be a perfect spot to stop right here.
Oh wow. So yeah, there's Dublin's.
You have arrived.
Boom, here we are.
Okay, let's do one more name.
Good job, Tesla.
Good job.
The parking job was pretty smooth.
All right.
And we gave it a good test here. We're not going through this.
Can't go that way. Okay.
Can't go right.
Gotta go left.
Gotta go left.
It's,
Will it know to go left or no?
there it goes. It changed its mind.
Wow. Very good. Good stuff.
It really wanted to go right until the last. It's like it tried every app. It's going to pull in right here.
Wow. Very good. I like that. I'm impressed.
And here's proof that V12.3 reads no right on red signs, no creeping at all, no red arrow, just a sign. That's good. It just sits here until it's time to turn. And then eventually the light turns green about now. Here we go. And the car starts going. Very impressive. I think many people missed this, but Tom Narayan said, I think it's the most amazing product I've used since the iPhone. He's talking about FSD. Omar says, expect more analysts to continue to wake up as FSD Beta 12 rolls out in the coming days and weeks. To which Gary responded with, expect more analysts to cut Tesla's Q1 and 2024 delivery and EPS forecast. Tesla's year-over-year auto revenue growth likely to go negative for only the second time in Tesla history. But Omar doesn't care about the automotive business. They're making the right moves, he says. And Tom Narayan, if I remember correctly, he said that his price target consists largely of the energy business and also some FSD. The auto business is only a small piece of his Tesla stock price target. It also seems that many more people are getting FSD 12.3. This person is not a Tesla employee and he got FSD, so check your car. And someone just had quite an experience with FSD. This is with V12.3. For the first time ever, I traveled from Orange County to LA with zero interventions in busy LA traffic, more natural than a human driver. It was perfect. And based on that, this person says Tesla stock is now worth $500 per share. I'm not sure how long exactly the drive was, but I assume it was about 1 hour long. So it's interesting to see that we are starting to see people who are not Omar saying that they are getting relatively long drives with zero interventions. Now, personally, I would like to see a video of that, and I expect to start seeing videos like that, 30 minutes, 1 hour, no interventions, as Tesla continues to improve FSD and new FSD versions come out. However, James has some thoughts. Overall, James is bearish on FSD. The three things that affect the take rate are price, interest, and access. Tesla is not actively selling FSD. Salespeople don't even talk about it. If all Tesla does is start promoting it, the rate would increase. Tesla isn't even allowed to use FSD beta in Europe and China yet, so access is playing a role. But in the next 2 years, access should greatly improve. That settles this barrier. We have heard about Europe already, and we have heard quite a few things from China. I don't believe Tesla will achieve robotaxi level performance in the next 2 years. However, I do think that FSD will improve materially, price will drop substantially, and that take rate will increase organically from both of these things happening in parallel. Tesla may even choose to bundle FSD into their overall product offering, kind of like what they do with basic autopilot today to sell more cars and support a higher average selling price than other competitors. What can Tesla afford to charge extra on every single sale for a fantastic level 2 system? Maybe $3,000 to $4,000 per vehicle, he thinks. If that happens, Tesla's new sales will equal new FSD users. $4,000 per year on sales of 5 million in 2027 is 20 billion and almost 100% gross margin revenue. I don't see a ChatGPT moment happening anytime soon, but I would ask, for anyone who says that about FSD, I would ask you, did you see that ChatGPT moment happen before it happened? Or did you notice it after it happened, huh? I would consider changing my opinion if we stop seeing interventions and if we see that FSD is going progressively longer between interventions anywhere. For robotaxi, the car needs to drive by itself for months without an intervention. My investment horizon is much longer than 2 years, so this doesn't change anything for me.